give and they get. Then they run around town beating their chests like they forget. I can forget for now, but I won't never forget. No, love I feel, knowing the universe got my back. Whoa, love I feel, knowing that money gon' come right back.
What's going on, guys? Just want to give a quick disclaimer that this episode was shot on a very emotional day for Jake, and we decided to take out a large chunk of the beginning. I know we typically don't do that, but emotions were running high, things were said that weren't meant, and we just felt it was best for everyone because we just, at the end of the day, we're good guys, and it wasn't necessary to leave it in. So I still think there is a lot that you can gain from this episode. We talked a lot about heartbreak, a lot about losing people, a lot about relationships, and hope you guys still enjoy the episode. And appreciate your support, like always.
Bro, that's why I said earlier, bro. Like, we talk about the shit that, like, some people wouldn't even tell their therapist. Like,
right,
yeah. If someone's gonna judge you for the shit you said on the pod, I mean,
I'm in the business right now, bro, of just telling the truth from your side, because I realized today, bro, when I was heartbroken and I was sitting upstairs in my studio and I didn't know what the fuck to do, I was like one of the other fucking 200,000 other people that follow me. And I went and watched all my videos, and I was like, I was with my followers watching me speak about how fucking hard heartbreak is. I didn't get it up until I wasn't heartbroken. It's been a long time. I'm heartbroken today. I went back with every single person. So thank you guys for fucking watching and supporting and liking and commenting, because I'm with you. Like, this is not, bro, we're not the types of guys to buy our book on. Nah, bro. Like, I know a lot because I've been through a lot, and that's the only reason why I know a lot. But I'm in it just like everyone else, bro. Like, we're like, bro, and that's the thing, the shit you wouldn't tell your therapist. That's anyone that ever fucking judges, bro, they're doing the same things, probably actually 50x worse. Yeah. And they just keep that shit all balled in, bro. I don't want to live my life like that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that.
Or haven't experienced it.
Or haven't experienced it. Oh, yeah, right. And
haven't experienced it and judging a situation that they haven't been through.
That they know nothing about.
So it's like, I mean,
you know what really scares me nowadays, bro, with myself and relationships and romance and just anything in general? I don't know what I want. Like I used to be the kid that grew up not in a broken home, but just not around like I got love from my parents, but like their relationship wasn't the best. Obviously, they got divorced. My aunts, my uncles, whatever the fuck. I used to always want to be the one. I'm gonna break the cycle. I want to be with this. I want to be married by 9. I want to have kids, and I want to build up this beautiful family, and yada yada. And I do want to do those things, but like now I'm 30, and I thought maybe I would have had like 2 feet into that door. Maybe the door wouldn't into that house, and the door wasn't closed, and the door is still kind of open for me to like leave it if I want or come back into it if I want. And I've been in situations where I've been in a very healthy relationship with a woman that loved me more than anything. I've been in situations where I was with a woman back in the day who didn't believe in me, but we did love each other. I've been in just a bunch of different situations, and I look back and I was unhappy and happy at the same time in like pretty much all of them. And I just don't know what I want out of a relationship anymore. Like, I just don't know, and it's hard, bro. It's hard, especially what we do for a living, because we have to put a lot of time into ourselves. We have to come here. We have to talk about a lot of it.
Especially when we don't have normal jobs and we live with the pain all day. When you're an entrepreneur and you're sitting there in your studio and we're doing what we're doing, bro, we have so much downtime, bro. Yep. It is fucking hard.
It's the hardest, bro. The last one we hear, obviously, just wasn't into it, but the clips that I did get from it and I posted
were good.
Were great, and I look back on them and I'm just like, yo, I don't wish that I lived a regular life. Let's just throw that one out there. I said it, and I was just really, and sometimes I still feel it, but like, it's super fucking bittersweet. It's so fucking bittersweet living this life, bro, because we have to draw from the pain, we have to draw from the happiness and create something, and sometimes you have to put on that mask and that fake it till you make it. I did not understand what that meant for the fucking longest. I always used to think it was, the kids on social media posting the cars that are not theirs and the watches and the jewelry and faking it for this social proof, when really I learned that faking it till you make it is taking off that attitude and going putting on a smile when the camera's rolling, so you could be the best version of yourself at least when you're recording or creating.
Yeah, because
and
what
it's
else
so
is it,
fucking hard.
What else is there to do, bro? You know, like I shot a video for fucking BetterHelp today. We shot a BetterHelp fucking video. I was like, yo, if anyone out there is struggling, bro, bro, it took me fucking 7 hours to edit that video before, you know? It was like a very simple video, but bro, I'm sitting there and I'm fucking struggling. I'm like, damn, should I sign up for BetterHelp? You know, like, bro, I'm like, this is really not easy, bro. Not easy path that we're on.
Yeah, bro, heartbreak is, I don't think it's something that you can ever prepare for. Like, even if you've gotten your heart broken in the past, it's always gonna fucking hurt.
Yeah.
It's always gonna be something that takes time.
Yep.
Yeah.
People think that because you've been through something before that like you've built up like this armor or this shield and this endurance to get through it. And every single time someone walks out of your life, you have to leave someone you love. It's always going to hurt.
Exactly.
It's always going to fuck with you.
Yeah.
And there's no escaping that. The only thing that heals that is time. Mm-hmm. And I really think, bro, I've done it so much, you know, like I said, I've never been back with an ex. I've never gotten back with an ex. So I've had to let go of so many people that I love, that I had love for. And I truly think that's one of the hardest things you have to do in life is like really letting go of someone that you love when you don't have to.
Yeah.
You just know that it's the best thing for you. So there are times that like you have to leave that phone hanging off the hook and you have to walk away.
It's the hardest thing.
Bro, that must be the hardest thing as a man, is actually being man enough to end it with someone that you love.
Yep.
Because like you said on the last podcast, bro, sometimes the person that you love most in the world, you're not meant to be together. It's
sometimes love's not enough. It's crazy.
And I think that's what makes it so hard to leave someone that you love, because it's like, why can't this be enough? I love you. What else is there? You know? And I guess there's other things, bro. There's other factors out there. This was fucking me up, bro.
Let me get that. I need that.
Yeah, rip this, man.
I need that.
Get drunk. Let's get drunk, man. Let's get back in the relationship shit.
Let's go.
You're gonna really get me going.
This is what we need. Haven't seen this John in like 6 episodes.
In a long time.
We've had some guests.
It's been a long time.
Come
for
on.
Sure.
We're ripping right now. Can you hold thought?
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna pee.
Pee it up, man.
Go.
Get it out.
Me and you, cousin John.
Yo.
So what do you think of? What do you think of the?
What? Yo, you know I've never had an ex that I didn't get back with.
Really?
Yeah. Then I'm sitting here thinking about it. I'm like, let me see something.
That's probably a toxic trait.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because you know what it is? I don't know how to give up. I don't know how to give up on anything.
Well,
now that I think about it.
Yeah, but bro, like,
I really don't know how to let go, and I don't know how to give up. Most of the time, it's they have to like really cut the cord. And then the toxic part to me is that once I do flip the switch is flipped forever. So I know that. But it's hard for me to flip it because I know once I do flip that switch inside of me, whatever has to happen or whatever it is, I know that like the electricity to the house, it's cut and you're never running another wire.
Yeah.
You know? So like for me, it's just like this all or nothing, do or die type of thing.
right.
And that's super toxic.
And you know what's fucked up? When you cut the electricity, but then someone else runs under the wire.
Or they try to come knock on the door and say that they want to fucking cook something. And I'm
Right.
like, well, I got no gas in here.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I can't have a meal with you because there's no gas or electric in this house. And you're the one that fucking cut it. You know? But no, it's very toxic.
Cousin John. You know what's on my mind?
Focus.
Yeah, bro.
Okay.
So, I don't think I've ever broken up with someone that I was truly in love with. And today I did that. Now, the hardest part about breaking up with someone that you love is that not only, bro, I'm hurting. Like, that's the crazy thing about, like, I didn't want to do this. It had to happen for the both of us. So I'm hurting. Now, I'm also thinking about her all day. So I'm bearing, like, the pain for two people right now, and it's killing me, you know? Like, yeah, bro, because I don't know. There are times in the day where I'm like, I need to look out for myself. So I'm going to think about why she was wrong and she's not shit and this and that. And there are times in the day where I was like, I'm the worst. And you get stuck in this position like, who am I supposed to help right now, her or me? Because I want to be a man, bro. I don't want, hey, bro, I love her. I don't want her to be thinking about how she could have done anything better. She couldn't have. It would have never worked. But bro, here I am, like, just sacrificing myself for her. And it's like, at what point, who do you need to help in that moment?
Yeah. Yeah, it's
hard, bro. It's hard.
No, it's super hard, bro. And it's
You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah,
it's like,
of course, 'cause
I broke up with her,
But you love her.
but I love her, so I'm hurting.
Yeah.
But I don't want her, bro. Like, I know how hard it is to get broken up with. Now I'm realizing that it might be harder to break up with someone because not only are you dealing with your pain,
Yeah.
but you're also dealing with the pain of hurting someone else.
And if you didn't love them, then that was one of the toughest things I ever had to do. Was break up with somebody that I loved and that loved me even more, but like I just couldn't do it in the moment anymore. And it took such a long time to get to that moment. And I was hurt even more than if before and then even after that when I got my heart broken. Like, it hurts so much more to do that to somebody that I loved, that I spent so much time with and just saw like a future with, obviously, and to do it to them. It's the hardest thing to do, bro. I really truly do believe it's the hardest thing to do because, like you said, we're men, we're alphas. We wanna be caretakers, and we want to take care of our women, and we want to take care of them emotionally and physically and whatever the fuck. But like, when you hurt them, and it's your decision, you made that final decision. This was you putting your foot down and saying, this is not working. We love each other, but it's not enough. And I have to be the one to be like, this is not working and we need to take a step back. That's not to say that maybe it won't work in the future, but right now, this shit is not working. And there's no guarantee that it is going to work in the future. There's no guarantee that we ever cross paths again. Bro, the ex that, and I also do believe that the universe and God does things on purpose. Like, that ex that I was with from 18 to 21 that I thought I was going to spend my life with, we did it. But do you know that we never ran into each other again? I'm talking no Instagram, no in-person, no social media, no, she didn't call me, I didn't call her. Like, when we finally broke it off, there was like a 6-month period teetering on and off. And I was telling him while you were out there, any girlfriend that I've ever had and we broke up, we've always gotten back together at least one time. But eventually with that one, when it finally subsided, we never ran into each other again. But the next two used to run into each other all the fucking time, which made me start to think, oh, maybe this is, the door's not closed and it was just a moment or whatever the fuck. And like, even that's hard because you start to think in your head, was that the wrong decision? Was it the right decision? I have no idea. Was I making that decision from my heart or was I making it for their heart? Because even though I'm going to break their heart now, maybe it'll be better for them in the long run or better for me in the long run. Like, it's just, you just don't fucking know.
Yeah.
And that's why I really don't know. I don't want to be that fucking 40-year-old guy that's not married, that doesn't have kids, that lives in a nice house by himself. I don't want to be the bachelor, but sometimes I think like I understand why there are 40-year-old bachelors. You know what I'm saying? Like, there is I just really don't know, bro. And besides all the business stuff that's going on in my life and trying to like get that really back on track, I start to think about, I'm at 30 years old, I'm at a crossroads of my life. What do you want? And I look in the mirror and I ask that question and I don't know. And maybe that means I just never got it. I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah, I think, bro, I think I really think in relationships, one person can love the other person more.
Of course.
And I think that's one of the most fucked up things is like when you break your partner's heart and they're the one that loved you more, because you sit there and you know how they felt about you, but you know that you don't want them in your life anymore. You don't see a future with them, and you know you want something else. You're not fucking happy.
Yeah.
And you love them to the point that you want them to be happy. You want the best for them. You never want to see them hurting. But you do it for you. You don't do it for them. But that's so fucking hard because you know that the whole time they probably loved you more than you ever loved them. And that shit will eat you alive. That shit will fuck you up.
Yeah.
Because you know how they felt about you.
Yeah.
And you sit there and you think about it all fucking day. When you were the one that ended the relationship, you were the one that said, I don't want to do this anymore. I can't be with you anymore. And you're the one causing the pain for both of you. Not only did you hurt her, you're fucking killing yourself. You're killing yourself because you know how much she loved you and you know the pain that you're putting her through right now. But that's what you have to do sometimes because you have to put yourself first. You can't settle in life with someone that you don't actually want to be with. We get one chance at this life. And if that's not the girl for you, if that's not the girl you want to spend the rest of your life with, sometimes you have to hurt people to do what's best for you. You can't fucking make everyone happy. And that's what's fucked up about relationships. Because when you get into a relationship, you never thought it would get there. The honeymoon phase is so fucking blinding and so fucking deceiving that it makes you think that this is the girl. And then 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, call it 4 years in, you're like, I don't know if she's the one. And women can do it too. I don't know if he's the one. But guess, like, you've spent so much time, you've invested so much energy, so much money, so much fucking just mental capacity into someone. They know your family, you know their family, you fucking love their dog, they know your favorite color. There's all this bullshit, right? That you guys know about each other. And one of you realizes that, like, this shit is not working. I'm not happy anymore. Now, what do? Do I settle in my life and sit here and be unhappy to make someone else happy? Mm. Or do I do what's best for me? And do I hurt someone? And do I fuck someone else's life up? And maybe ruin them? You never know what happens. You could ruin your partner by breaking their heart for the rest of their life. But do I do this for me? Or do I sit here and be unsatisfied, unhappy, and settling for something that I don't really want? And that's the hardest decision to make. Because at the end of the day, bro, you fucking love that person. Yeah. Regardless, whether you want to be with them or you don't, you still love that person. So do you want to hurt them? Or do you want to be happy?
I think there's a fine line between loving somebody and loving them more than you love yourself. Because I've been on both sides of that spectrum. I've been with someone who loved me more than they loved themselves. And then on the opposite end, I've been with someone where I love them more than I love myself. And it's really, really hard when you get to the moment that you're talking about because you love this person. And maybe it's not working, which is weird because if I love you and you love me, then why is it not working? But sometimes love's not enough, bro. Sometimes love's not enough. And that's like the hardest realization to come to. And it's even harder when you're the person that loves the other more than you love yourself. Because a lot of the times when, and I can only really speak for myself, but I'm sure a lot of people can understand this. When you're not happy with yourself and you don't love yourself, you're still looking to like put love in other places. You know, you're still looking to like build somebody else up or build up us at the same time. And you can't. There has to be a super healthy balance. I think in a lot of relationships, there's one person loves the other more. I don't even like to use the word more. I think in a lot of relationships, somebody loves differently than the other does. Or maybe somebody shows it differently. And you really have to find who you're compatible with, bro. And that's the hardest thing in the world to do, especially when love is in play, because sometimes love is just not enough, bro. Love is not just gonna keep you together, especially like in this situation where it's like just something that you don't think that you could ever get over, and it hurts even more because you love her. You know,
I don't think you should love someone more than you love yourself.
No, definitely not.
I think
Very
if you love someone more than you love yourself, you shouldn't be with that person because you don't love yourself enough to actually be in a healthy relationship with someone else.
And if that person's in tune, they're also going to maybe get a little bit turned off. Be like, yo, you need to love yourself more than you love me because you need to be the best version of yourself. And that's who I'm going to love and vice versa. So it's just like when you get into a relationship with somebody who puts all of their eggs into you and none into themselves, it's like kind of a turnoff a little bit. Because it's just like, nah, you also need to like focus on you, and loving somebody more than you love yourself is a sign of insecurity.
No, it really is.
And it'll
bro.
make you jealous because it's just like, I love you so much and you love me, but I show it way more and I feel it, but I can't complain about it because like I'm giving you so much more than you're probably asking for, or not even asking for, more than you require. Right?
Yeah, but the more love that you're giving is masking the insecurity for the lack of love that you're giving yourself.
Yeah. It's
because you're trying to seek validation and show that you're a good person, a loving person, a person that is worth being with, because deep down inside you know that you're a shell of who you should be. Yeah. So you're crying for someone else to accept that, to make you feel better about yourself. That's all you're doing. You're asking for validation. That's why you're giving so much love, because you've never given love to yourself. So all you want is someone else to accept that love and say like, you're enough. You mean so much to me. I love you, right? But you put your head on the pillow at the end of the night and you're facing the other direction and your partner is facing the other direction and you can't sleep at night. What's going on in your mind? All the bullshit that you were trying to mask through all the love that you were given to everyone else, to your partner, trying to make her happy. How about you make yourself fucking happy for once? We don't do that. I've been that. I always gave more than the other person. If I gave the same amount that I give to other people to myself, I'd be in a much different position in my life.
Yeah, I think we could all resonate with that a little bit.
Real shit, bro.
Yeah, why don't you?
I don't know, bro. I've thought about that shit a lot. Because
it's a fact. Like, knowing you, that's not like some clip, you know?
It's not a clip, bro.
It's a real fact.
Bro, I think about this shit so much, bro. You know how hard it is to be the person that everyone goes to for help and their problems because they think you're invincible and you're so strong and that you have everything figured out. And the only reason that they do that is because you keep up with that image, bro. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know?
I deal with that.
It's like when you are that person to everyone else, everyone thinks you're okay. Everyone thinks you're doing good because you're always the person that they can lean on. And it's like, when the fuck is anyone ever going to come and check on me? Make sure I'm good.
How are you?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? Of course you know.
I don't know. Sometimes I'm good, sometimes I'm bad.
Same.
I do
Kind of going with it.
I do okay.
Yeah.
But that's one thing that I've struggled with, bro, because like I've always been the person that everyone comes to for their problems. And everyone calls me, texts me, reaches out to me when they're going through something, and I'm always there for them.
But do you think it's because you don't share yourself that often? Because it's kind of rare you get vulnerable, I feel like. It doesn't happen to you often. I almost feel like you have a wall of pride up. And I'm just thinking back to like one of your last relationships. You know, everyone knew that shit was going on, but it almost feel like you just didn't want to feel like a dummy. So you'd only bring it up like when it was convenient.
So, I mean, with that situation specifically, I'll say, and it's funny. I spoke about it with Kelly on her pod. So
Yeah.
you'll see the pod next.
Did that drop yet? It didn't drop
drops
yet, right?
next week.
Okay, good.
She asked me about that specific relationship, whatever, and I said there was a lot of things that like I wanted to talk about like with you, and I didn't, because like I knew that you would tell me what I needed to hear and not what I wanted to hear, and I didn't want to hear that.
Yeah.
And that was that was a tough pill for me to swallow, because there was so much shit I had to get off my chest, and I didn't want to talk about it because I knew the reality of it, and I knew what you were going to tell me because you were looking at it from an outside perspective, and I wasn't in a place to hear it. So I didn't. There were things that I held back.
Yeah.
You know everything now, but there was times that, like, call it timeline wise.
Yeah.
Something happened this point, and then you found out later, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it was just like me finding out about it was enough.
Yeah.
So I didn't need to tell someone and for them to fucking
Say the same thing. I know.
to double down on it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
fucking know what it is, bro.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear it again. You know, especially, you know, it hurt me enough. I don't need to hear it from someone else to hurt me even more. Yeah. So that's where that is. But I'll be honest, like, I mean, I've had, like, you know, Erica. I mean, I'll say her name, like, bro, that's my best friend. Like I've told her everything. You know, so I do have places to speak everything to. You know, I do, and I tell you pretty much like 99%
of
everything.
course, of
you know
course.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like I do have places to vent to it, but it's just still like, even when I'm doing okay, it would be nice for someone to just come and check in, be like, "Yo, how you doing? You all right?
Yeah.
Like you good?" But nobody does that because I'm always the person that everyone comes with their problems to. I'm always the person to lean on. I'm always the person that's there for everyone else. Yeah. So even when I'm doing okay, it would be nice for someone to come in and just check in. And that could sound like emasculine. It could sound pussy. It could sound whatever. But like, I'm always the one reaching out. Like, yo, you good? You all right?
Yeah.
What's going on with this? And nobody does that to me because I've conditioned myself and I've shown myself to be that person that everyone can come to with their problems, and I'll do my best to try to help you out. But bro, that shit gets so tiring and like so lonely, and it's just nice sometimes where maybe I'm not doing all right and someone comes and been like, yo, like, how are you?
Yeah.
What's going on with you? And maybe I'm not doing all right, and I need to say that. Yeah. But like, not many people fucking do that,
right?
Because I've been this person for so long,
yeah.
And I think I've been that person for so long, bro. Because like, bro, I did get hurt when I was like a kid, bro.
Yeah.
You know, like I went through the worst shit ever. But I also think that's why I deal with shit so well, and I think I can move past shit so well. So it's like this double-edged sword that it's a blessing and a curse. But I also, it's like I almost asked for it, right? I'm always tough. I'm always solid. I'll always get through it.
Yeah.
But of course I deal too.
Well, it's like in The Sopranos. Remember that scene in The Sopranos where Silvio comes up to Tony and he says, I forget exactly what he says to him, but he says, yo, he's like, you've been wilding out a little lately, right? Like, what's up? And Tony goes, you have no fucking idea what it's like to be number one.
Right.
And I'll never forget watching that scene, bro, and thinking to myself, like, wow, you know, like, holy shit, this, and maybe I'll clip this and I'll insert that scene into this because I'll never forget when I watched that and I felt it to my core. And that's why I just like resonate with that character so much, because he was dealing with all of his own shit. He was going to therapy and nobody knew, and they found out later, but like they didn't know, and he was dealing with so much shit, but like he was also the head of a family and had to keep it together no matter what, can never get out of pocket, always had to just be that leader and be that guy. And a lot of people have no idea what it's like to be that person. A lot of people have no idea what it's like to be the coach or the leader or the captain or the fucking whatever the fuck in your specific life for everybody else that's around. But like we also kind of X for that. Like I talk to West Bay about this all the time because I say to him, I'm like, yo, I'm not doing as well as I was back, let's say 2 years ago, right?
Right.
But if you go on socials, my life, look, my social proof is out of this world right now, you know?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, but like you portray yourself like that. And I'm like, yeah, well, that's just who I am. I've always been that person. I've always been the person, like you said, can resonate a lot with what you just said. I'm always that person that people come to. Yo, I'm having this problem. Can you give me advice? Yo, like this, that, and the third. I've always been that person. And I don't really have a lot of people that come to me and be like, yo, you good? You all right? There's a couple, but not like a lot. And that shit is hard, bro. Not a lot of people realize that. But we also did X for that, especially with the way that the life that we live.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't change it.
No, me neither.
I'm not saying I'm Tony Soprano and that I have a fucking mafia family relying on me, but I am saying that there are a lot of people that depend on me and a lot of people that rely on me to come through. Mm-hmm. And I feel an obligation to always be there for them. Yeah. And I always feel like I have to live up to this standard that I've shown them in the past, because I don't want to show weakness. I don't want to show that I'm not doing okay. So even if I'm fucked up and someone comes to me, I'm going to give my best self to them because I have to. Yeah. And it doesn't always have to be on some, I need your advice or I'm going through a breakup. It could be from clients, for business, for this, for that. Like I have to show up because that's the person that I am. Yeah. Fuck how I feel. I always have to show up. So whether people think you're that guy or you're not, it doesn't matter. As a man, you always have to show up. Fuck how you're feeling. Throw your feelings out the fucking window. Put them in the trash. Because guess what? No one gives a fuck. No one gives a fuck as a man outside of your family, your loved one, and your boys. No one gives a fuck how you feel. So if you want to go and show weakness and say, oh, I'm feeling bad. Oh, I'm fucked up. I'm sad. Bro, guess what? No one gives a fuck. So the only thing you can do is show up day in and day out and be the best version of yourself. So I never get to that other side to show people my weak side, to show people my insecurities, to show people how I'm actually feeling, because they don't give a fuck. They want results, and results lead to success. Yeah. So my ultimate goal in life is to get success. So that's where I'm headed. So I need to keep living up to that standard. So it almost doesn't matter, even what I said earlier. Yeah, it'd be nice for people to come and check up, right? And be like, yo, how are you actually doing? Because, yeah, it would be nice sometimes. Sometimes I do have to vent. And maybe, like, I don't want to vent to you. You know, obviously you don't want to do to me sometimes, bro. We talk all day, every day. Yeah. There's sometimes you need, because I'm like, bro, you know what I'm going to say. I know what you're going to say, bro. We talk all day. You know what I'm saying? It's been 4 years of this shit. So sometimes, bro, I need a girl's perspective. Sometimes I need Nick's dumbass perspective. Sometimes, you know, but like, it's like, more often than not, it doesn't come because I'm always the person. Whenever anyone is going through something, bro, they call me. You know? And like I like that. What are you gonna say?
I was saying, like, bro, I don't know, like, I'll tell you this much, bro. It feels a lot better being on that side, like the giver of advice, than the person that is always needs it.
Yeah, but imagine being the giver of advice and like not actually being okay with yourself.
But you're able to apply it. But that's what I'm saying is you're just one step away, though.
I'm
you're
one step away.
If you can give the advice, at least you understand what's going on. Now you just have to put it into action.
But it's easier to give advice from an outside perspective than it is when you're in the fucking ring. The trainer could tell the boxer what to do, but the boxer's like, "Fuck, I know
bro.
I know that I got to do that, but fuck, I'm not doing it."
No, but
you
bro,
know what I'm saying?
I just think, bro, it's really just up to us to just do it. You know? And
No,
bro,
I know that.
yeah.
No, but and that's where I lean. Where it's like I know there's so much more that I can do for myself to be better, right? And then even provide more value for people. But like getting to that, teetering that line is very hard at times, right? Because like I'd say we're like on the 60th percentile of like leaning towards the upper echelon of like
advice giving,
being fully tapped in through experience, stuff like that, right? So I'd say like I've crossed the halfway point.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, there's people that like I truly love and like I want the best for them that are reaching out to me for advice. And like there's times that like when you got that suicide call, it's just like, bro, I don't know what to say right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I told you I was dealing with it like this past week with know who.
Facts, yeah.
And I mean, bro, I found myself at times like pausing for 30 seconds because I'm like, I don't know what the fuck to say right now. Yeah. And I don't know what I can say and I don't want to say the wrong thing. Yeah. So I'm trying my best to gather my thoughts. And that's the pressure of being that person that everyone relies on is like sometimes like you don't know what the fuck to say. You don't know what to give them.
Because you're going through it too.
I'm going through it just as much as you, but I'm just not showing it.
Yeah.
I just know how to deal with it a little bit more. I just know how to adapt to my current situation better than you. But I'm still going through the same shit that you're going through. I just found a way to figure it out. I just found a way to get me through. Yeah. But now I'm sitting there trying to be the person that gives the advice, to be the fucking person that gives, and I don't know what the fuck to say to you. Yeah. And I just try my best to be that person that just says the right thing. But there's a pressure of that as well because like you don't want to say the wrong thing. You don't want to say the thing that might put that person over the edge. Yeah. That pushes that person into a darker place. So it's a blessing and a curse to be that person that people rely on. But I truly think like God, the universe, like put me here. He put me here to be that person that people lean on. And he gave me the abilities to be able to help those people. And I have to accept that and then just honestly just get better at it, you know?
I think the other part to that is that I think sometimes, and I'm just sitting here thinking back on it, people do ask me how I'm doing, but I don't want them to know how I'm doing because I'm supposed to be the guy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, even if I have, and I hate to like tier my friends or the people around me, but like if you have your top A and then B and then C, if like a C level friend were to come up to me and be like, yo, like, and you know these people very well, and they're like, yo, I feel like you're like, what's up with you? I'm like, nah, I'm good, because I don't want you to know. It's not
why don't you want people to know?
You just don't like I could come on here and talk about it and then post it for everybody to see it and relate to it and talk to it. But like when people could come to you and ask you if you're okay, and you know that you're number one in your life to a lot of people, even if it's not that person, it could be somebody that you don't really talk to at all anymore. I still have a lot of close friends that whether I grew up with, then we chop it up every 3 months, or I run into them and we'll go do lunch, we'll go do coffee. You're like, yo, how are you? I'm probably not going to fully dive deep into it because I don't really want you to know that I'm dealing right now. For whatever reason, there's probably only a handful of people that I would, besides here, because you guys, bro, the first 2 conversations on this pod, you can go back and look at it. I said everything, you know what I'm saying? But like, besides when the camera is rolling, because I know that we could get this out to a lot of people, there's maybe a handful of people that I'm very, very okay with being that open with. So now I'm sitting here thinking to myself, I'm complaining about people not come up to me and ask me what's wrong, but a lot of the times I probably just told them I'm fine and then put that facade on. So like they for me, in their perspective, they're like, oh, all right, he's all right, or he just doesn't want to talk about it. I'm not going to keep on asking him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it depends on the person, like you said. Like,
yeah, for sure.
If it's an A, B, or C person,
yeah,
and like,
or even like with women, bro, like, you want to be able to have your loved one know everything about you, right?
For sure, I'm that way too, and
You
I almost
know?
do that to a fault.
Yeah. Oh no.
I think I
open
tell-
up very quick.
I think I tell too much too quick.
Same. I talk way too much. I say way too much because if I'm going to be with you, because I'm also not for like the casual. I'm not a casual
Me
kind
too.
of guy. You know, I'm just not a casual kind of guy. I've said this before. I'm not a casual sex kind of guy. Like whatever. But I'm gonna open up to you, and the moment that you make me feel emasculine for opening up to you, I'm never gonna open up to you again, and that means we're never gonna be able to get to the level of where maybe we could be like together. You know, like if we're gonna be together, right? I have to be very, very open with you about everything because what we do for a living affects the rest of our lives. It's not like we work a 9 to 5, come home from work, hey honey, how was your day? Work sucked, but I don't want to bring it home. This is like, hey, how was your day? My job is 24/7. It's going to affect everything else. So like in that sense, I could also understand how I'm pretty fucking difficult to be with probably. I'm probably not the easiest person to be with, but if you could deal with me, I'm your number one asset. But it's not easy to deal with me because I definitely fluctuate emotionally because of what I do for a living. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I also think that we will attract that A1 level of woman because we don't do the norm.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? Like I really think that like not your average woman may be able to put up or accept the life that we live, the things that we go through our day to day. It might not be it might not be normal to them. But I think that works in our favor where like we are going to attract the type of girl that like can accept that understands that. But we were saying like it's hard when like the wrong person comes up to you and asks how you're doing, because I get that all the time. But that's why I didn't even like mention that or whatever. Oh, how you doing? You know, at the gym, whatever. I'm in public, people. Yo, how you doing? You know, and I'm very selective of the people that I open up to, because I know it's not worth my time.
Yeah. I'm not with the surface level conversations.
I'm so sick of the surface level bullshit. How you doing? Good. How are you? I don't want to do that shit. If you aren't on the same wavelength as me, if you aren't doing what I'm doing in my life, not that I'm better than you, but I just get wavelengths and I get vibrations and I can see where you're at 10 seconds into a conversation, that's what you're going to get. If you match me, I'm going to give you all of me. If you don't match me, you're going to get, yeah, I'm good, bro. How are you? Even though I'm fucked up, even though I'm going through this, even though this happened, that happened, I'm good. How are you? So you could say, yeah, I ran into Zach. Yeah, bro, he's doing good, bro. He's doing his thing. I don't give a fuck about your opinion of me because we're on completely different wavelengths. We're not working in the same fucking frequency right now. But if there's someone that I can really fucking match with, connect with, I'll tell you how I'm feeling.
Yeah, I got to trust you to be weak in front of you. I have to really, really trust you, love you, to let my walls down, to be weak in front of you, because I am my public image is strength. So, and that's exhausting and very hard, and it's the burden that we bear, being the people that we want to be, being a light for other people. You're gonna get tan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How are you feeling over there?
Yeah, how are you feeling like after this whole conversation? Has anything subsided? Has anything came to light? Has anything been maybe a moment of clarity? What is like your perspective on the whole thing? Are you feeling the same? Because like that's also okay. Because like, I mean, for me, I'd probably feel the same because like those feelings are so deep that they don't change because of a conversation or a moment or a little bit of liquor. And that's also the crazy thing is like just alcohol in general. Just, you know, I'm Zach Clark, you know, I watch a lot of alcoholism, liquor. It's just like, bro, like the feelings you feel through alcohol, addiction, drugs, whatever, bro, it's the same as you're sober. It doesn't go away.
Yeah, for sure.
It might be easier to deflect the shit, but it's still there. It might be easier to negate it right now in your mind, but it's still there, right? Like you could not care about it as much, but it's still there. So like, how are you feeling in this moment, an hour and 24 minutes into a podcast? You kind of you let it out early. John and I spoke. What is the emotions right now sitting here processing pretty much what's going on in your life, like with your love life?
I appreciate the floor. Yeah, bro. Reality sucks. You know, I thought about, I have this thing, bro, where I think about calling her, and then I realize what she did, and I'm like, oh, I can't talk to her ever again. Like, I could call her, but bro, like, I know what I'm gonna get by doing that. So how do I feel? Yeah, horrible, bro. I mean, there are certain wounds that only time can heal, and I think just right now I'm in one of those things. Now, am I gonna look at the time after this episode is over and say, should I call her? Should I not call her? I don't know, bro. I don't think the stakes are that serious in life. Like, I don't think, like, if I call her, a bomb goes off. If I don't call her, a bomb goes off. Like, I think it's more or less like, what do you want to do in the moment? Do your best. You did the best with what you had. I'm an advocate of being sound, of being solid, of being someone that you're proud of. I'm drunk as well, but just not being... A big word for me lately has been pathetic. Bro, I don't want to be pathetic. You know, one of the reasons of my poor mental health has been my own self-judgment. Do you know you stop yourself from judging yourself by stopping being pathetic? It's the easiest thing in the world. If you make yourself proud every single day, where are the problems in your life? They don't exist. And it's hard because the instant emotions are so there. You know, she probably listened to this podcast if I know her. I don't know if she did it this week. I don't know if she did it the next week. I don't know if she didn't, because we were going to have a conversation as soon as we wrap this podcast. But sometimes, bro, I hate this life for moments like today. Today sucked.
Love and hate, though.
I love and I hate it, but like today, I didn't choose what happened to me. Like, something just happened, bro. And I guess, like, yo, people want to judge me, whatever. Bro, I'm always the, like, whatever happens for a reason guy. Defending that gets tiring. And sometimes I don't want to do that. Sometimes, bro, I want to, like, crack open a beer and, like, burn the whole world down and say, fuck everything, bro. Because being this guy, like, you want to know the truth about having good mental health? It is fucking hard.
Think it ever is easy?
I think that it is Yes, I do think it is easy. I do think it's easy, but I think that getting there is hard.
It could get easy one day.
It's
Yeah,
damn
bro,
near on expert on every video
bro,
game.
you're
you
just
could
gonna
think of.
you're just gonna catch something like today, bro. You can't draw it up.
No,
Well, that's the thing with mental health, bro. Like, mental health is like a 1% increase. I don't know, maybe every 5 to 7 days. But a day like today is a minus 20 to 35% decrease, getting smoked.
Yeah.
That's why mental health is so hard. And for the people that are just let's crack open a beer and burn down the world, I mean, they'll never be fucking happy because every time they get upset, it's, I'm gonna crack open a beer and burn down the world, watch sports and be fucking miserable and wake up and then realize what my reality is and realize that I did not take the time to work on my mental health, my personal development. I didn't do the self-help improvements to make myself better as a fucking man. So guess what? They turn 35, 40, 45, 50 years old and they're fucking miserable. Their marriage sucks. Their kids don't really like them. They hate their fucking job. And the only thing they look forward to is cracking the beer open on the weekends. So I think working on your mental health and taking the self-help journey and the personal development fucking journey at 27, 28, 30 years old, before you get to that point, is the best thing you can do for yourself, even though it feels like it sucks.
Yeah.
It feels so hard right now because you're still going to go through shit when you are on your mental health journey, when you are trying to figure out who you are. But you're doing it for yourself 10 years down the road so you can be able to accept and embrace those fucking hardships.
Yeah.
You're going to be a better person. You're going to be able to understand what's actually going on.
Yeah.
Than be the person that has never even looked at a self-help book, never even fucking dove into personal development, and then trying to figure out shit when shit hits the fan. When the fucking, when the entire forest is on fire.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing about mental health. All I can think about when you're saying that is like when shit goes wrong and you become the person that just wants to light that joint or crack a beer and burn down the world. It means you're always going to be playing from behind.
Running.
So if you're always playing from behind, then how do you ever expect to get ahead? You know. So I try to catch myself all the time when I'm feeling super down and I want to stay in the house or I don't want to do nothing. I don't want to talk to nobody. I catch myself not answering important texts. I catch myself not answering bullshit texts. I catch myself avoiding people. I'm at the point in my life where obviously I still do those things sometimes, but the other 50% to it is just like, yo, go outside, touch some grass, see the sun, go do your thing. Because if you don't, you're just going to constantly always be playing from behind. And if you're always playing from behind, you're never going to get ahead because you're always just going to be trying to get back to an even level and then push it. And more than likely, once you get to that even level, if you're just not set up mentally to persevere, you're always just going to be playing back from behind again because you're more than likely probably going to fall back into the bad habits that you have. And you're just never, ever going to be able to get ahead. It's going to be this constant cycle until one day you're 80 years old.
Yeah.
You know? And it's tough. It's really hard to apply that when you have a million fucking things going on in your life. Because, again, it's not always usually just one thing. It's usually a lot of things. It's a clusterfuck of things because misery loves company. And that's not with just people. That's just with, like, if this is not going right, well, then that fucked my perspective up, and then that fucked up perspective is going to fuck this, and this up, and now all these things kind of just like clusterfuck together. But if I would have just handled this one motherfucking thing right, if I would have just handled this breakup right, or this losing this job right, and instead of saying to myself, fuck, I don't want to go to the gym today, and it pushes me back, instead of saying, nah, you know what, I need to force myself to the gym today, that's you trying to persevere and get ahead, instead of just already starting from behind the finish line. It's like trying to start a marathon a couple blocks before and expecting to beat the people that fucking started at the starting point. You know what I mean?
I want to say one thing. I want the legacy behind this podcast for me to at least bro, I want everyone to know that one of the worst things about life is it's pretty much like you never get what you want. Like, you just don't really get what you want that much. I don't want anyone to mistake that I don't want to be with my girl. I love her. If you removed all the shit in between us and it was just me and her, bro, I could just chill with her for the rest of my life and be good. That's how much I fucking love that girl. But unfortunately, life isn't like that. So I just say that to say we don't get to see what's good for us and what's not good for us. You know, one of my favorite quotes is from Daredevil, and it's a show, and basically it just said like God's plan is like a big tapestry, but only God can see it from the back. Like, only God can see what's being made the entire time. And Cousin Z spilled that fucking tequila. And fuck everything. And basically, bro, it's just like we don't get to see what God is doing for us in our lives. And that's what fucking sucks, bro, is because like the emotions at the time are so strong, but you give it a year, 2 years, you're like, oh, thank God. Like, thank God. And that's why, like, that was my whole argument on the last episode of being present. Is like, bro, like, tomorrow, make no mistake about it, tonight I'm going to call her for sure. Bro, I'm drunk. What else am I going to fucking do? You know what I'm saying?
Text. We spoke about earlier.
You know what I'm gonna do?
Yeah.
You know what I'm gonna, not tonight, but you know what I'm gonna do at the end of the year? I already started doing it. I'm gonna write letters to people.
That's the most John Scafidi shit I ever heard in my entire life.
You
I'm
write a
dead
letter
ass-
to me.
I'm gonna write a letter to the pod. I'm gonna write a letter to my father.
I want one for me.
Can you write a letter? So then how do you even do that? You dropped it off at the USPS?
Yeah, that's one way to do it.
Yeah,
But,
I
like,
want one for me. Fuck Jake. I want one for me.
I'm just-
we're separate.
You know where it came from? It came from a conversation with West Bay, but it came from me wanting to reach out to my father, but not calling to text him because it's too immediate and he don't deserve that. So I'm gonna send him a letter. And if you want to read it and then respond and then call or text, he's not gonna write one back. But you know what I mean? Like, whatever. I'm gonna do that with a bunch of people. Some of them will be closure letters. Some of them will be.
Holy shit, a letter. That's the coolest thing I ever heard.
I co-wrote one letter. That letter to South Brooklyn video that I did.
Yeah.
The kid Pasquale wrote it. But I
Pasquale.
told him, shout out to Pasquale, I told him like where we wanted to go with it. And then I wrote another one. I'm not gonna say who it went to, but
I know who it went to.
I wrote that letter, bro.
One of his 18 ex-girlfriends.
and it took me.
He got back with everyone.
Not 18, bro. There's been like 3 or 4.
9.
And we always got back.
I gotta
together.
get rid of this podcast, bro. We end the podcast, bro.
Bro, it's so crazy of what we do. Like, after I said the thing of like the marriage being the 35, 40, 50-year-old guy that fucking whatever, and I was just like, bro, there's going to be a 47-year-old man that watches the clip of the TikTok that I posted that probably is not that viral. It might get 2,746 views. We'll say that for the record, because if it does, that's fucking God. You know, it might not go, but it might fucking change his fucking life.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy that
So
like
important.
I'll like we have the power to post a clip on the internet and it get less than 10,000 views, and it completely affect another man or woman's life that changes their life and their family's life for the better.
Yeah.
So I think that's what's so important of what we do.
Easy.
Fuck the views. I know we're fucking screeching and clawing for the 10,000, 25, 50K view long form YouTube, Spotify views, and we're hoping for the million follower TikTok shit. But I think we just need to come back to reality of the importance that and the value that we're providing for the people that see a clip at the hour and 41-minute point that we post on TikTok, and they're 33 years old, and it turns on a light in their brain, and it helps them that we never see. They never reach out, but we're doing that. Think about how many people that we've helped that haven't reached out to us.
Because a lot do reach out.
We know the people that have reached out, but think about all the people that we've helped that have not reached out.
Yeah.
It's more than the people that have reached out.
For sure.
So I think that's a key indicator to keep doing what we're doing. Don't change a thing. Don't try to confide to the societal needs, to the YouTube fucking algorithm, to this, to that. The cream rises to the top. And I think we're doing just fine. And I think it'll all play out the way it's supposed to. And it may not play out the way that we want it to in the directory timeline, but it will. So like, we're good, bro.
Yeah. God doesn't give you what you want. He gives you what you need. So
We're good.
We'll be all right.
We're good.
Even if
man.
it don't feel like it. We'll be all right.
Cut.